everybody, it's Patty Chanel here from StampPatties.com, Stampin' in My Flops. Today I want to share with you a project that's actually what I would consider simple stamping, but have you ever thought that designer series paper could be the focal point of your card? Well, the project I'm going to show you today does just that. So right now we are in the final days of Celebration 2019, and recently released was some items that are from our annual catalog that you can get for free with a $50 order. And one of them is the package of Petal Promenade designer paper. I'm going to turn the camera around. I want to give you a little tour of this paper because I don't think people realize how beautiful it really is. And then we're going to get to work getting our card assembled. So give me just a second. Okay, let's get the camera aimed down to our work surface here. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's take a little tour of the designer series paper pack. So first of all, this is called Petal Promenade, and it is in our annual catalog. And right now you can get this full package of paper. Look at all these sheets for free with a $50 order. Now this is what I call photo paper. This is like so real and lifelike. So you get 2 sheets of each pattern and they are two-sided. So on the back of this is some bokeh dots. So we have 2 sheets of that. We have 2 sheets of some more carnations and roses. And on the back side of this one is some gray, it looks like stone or marble, maybe granite. Then we have these beautiful frames, and you're going to want to stay tuned because I'm going to be making a sampler with these frames. This would be a really nice edging for a scrapbook page, so you may see that coming up as well. These are on the back side. It looks like some crinkled metallic paper, although there is no metallic in it. And then we have some more frames, and these are circular and rectangular, and again, some really nice borders for a scrapbook page. On the back side of this, we have some, it looks like maybe some paste or some stucco. 2 sheets of, I'm going to call these peonies. I'm not really sure. I'm not the flower queen, so if you know better, then let me know. And then on the back side is some marble. So we got 2 of those. And then this one is so rich and elegant. It's almost like a take on the succulents. It looks like some ornamental cabbage, some burgundy colored roses, and then on the back side is also some marble. So we're gonna go ahead and get our cards started. For supplies, I am using, all the dimensions are going to be on the website post. So although this one says thanks a bunch, I'm going to change the greeting up a little bit for this next one. But we're going to be using, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, I think. All right, let's see. So we're going to use some Mellow Moss cardstock. This one is cut 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then we're using Petal Pink. This one is 4 inches by, I think, 8 1/4, and I've scored it at 5 1/4, I believe. This is going to actually ultimately wind up being the card base, but it has to get glued under this little strip, which is Mellow Moss, 1 inch by 5 1/2, and I think it's also scored at like 5 1/4, but don't quote me on it because it will be on my website. So I like using the Tombow liquid glue when I'm making a fun fold card because I want it to stay together really well. And I find lately that my snail adhesive has not been staying as nicely as I'd like it. So when I work with my liquid glue, I use my a silicone sheet so that it doesn't stick to my paper or my surface. So I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the fold of this card, and I'm going to try to get it in the center of this piece right here, and I'm going to glue that down. So I want to try to make sure that it's pretty much in the center. And I'm gluing it to the back, okay? So once that is glued, then I can glue this Petal Pink down to the Mellow Moss. Mossy Meadow, not Mellow Moss. Geez, I'm showing my number of years of demonstrator experience. Mellow Moss is a really old color, so please forgive me. It's Mossy Meadow. Okay, so moving on quickly, we have another piece of Mossy Meadow, and again, the dimensions will be on the website. I have a piece of champagne foil paper that is cut 1/4 inch, both the length and the width, smaller than the Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to glue that on. And then here's my beautiful Petal Promenade paper, and that is going to be the focal point of my card. So I'm going to glue that to the champagne paper. Beautiful. Okay, we're getting there. This whole piece is going to be mounted to this small flap. So I only want to put adhesive on a little bit of my small flap so that it doesn't run over. Beautiful. We're almost done, everyone. Talk about quick and easy, huh? Okay, so I want to make this strip really pretty. So I dug out my framelits. These are called the Petals and More Thinlit dies, and these are also available in the annual catalog, and they go together with the Petal Palette stamp set. So I'm using the filigree or ribbony looking piece here, cut also with the champagne foil paper. So we're going to glue that, and again, my adhesive, my silicone mat is going to be like so cool because I might get a little bit of adhesive left over somewhere, and it'll go on the silicone mat and it won't stick to my project that way. So I'm just putting some little dabs of the liquid glue in several places on this piece of cutout foil because I don't need to cover it. And that is going to go on my strip. Ta-da! It's going to take a minute to dry, okay? So while that is drying, we're going to do the very little bit of stamping. I have 2 circles. One is Mossy Meadow, and it's 1 3/8 inches, and then I'm using the 1 1/4 for my Whisper White. I'm using the stamp set Beautiful Bouquet, and I'm using the Happy Birthday image from it, and I'm going to stamp that with my Mossy Meadow on my white circle. Happy birthday. Ta-da! So I'm going to glue my white circle to my Mossy Meadow circle. Get this out of my way so I don't make a mess. I'm going to use one of our stamping dimensionals to put on the back of my greeting, and I'm going to pop that up on the end here of my little sleeve. And I think what I'm going to do is I want to finish the inside of my card because I don't want it to be naked. So also from this Beautiful Bouquet set, I've pulled out the image that says, "Wishing you a day of love and happy memories." So, ladies and gentlemen, we are finished with our card. This is how we make our designer series paper the focal point of our card. I absolutely love it. And don't be afraid, love it, chop it, use that designer series paper, make it the focal point of all of your projects. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope that you will, in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you will click on the subscribe button and you will become one of my YouTube subscribers. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Happy stamping.